on James Dolan. I'm not, because he cuts the check. He cuts the check, and that's his job. All right, he's got a $100 million player and an $85 million player, 2 stars in this league, but I think stars that prove to be second-tier status right now, because the Boston Celtics are showing you what real stars do. You just, Melo was a star in Game 2. All right, Amari was a star in Game 1, but real stars find a way to get it done. And the New York Knicks are not doing that. There are no moral victories here. There are no moral victories. This team, even though I predicted they would lose the series in 5 games, I thought that they would stink up the joint in Game 1, sort of getting there, you know, just getting the kinks out. And then after that, the rest of the series would be great. But to lose, to play the way that they did in Games 1 and 2, and then to show up in front of your hometown fans with their first playoff game in 7 years and their first real legitimate postseason game in a decade, is just inexcusable. I can't excuse something like that. And I don't need to call for anybody's head or whatever. I can leave that to New Yorkers to do that. But the point is that it says something very, very flagrant and very alarming about this organization. And I'm not talking about from the top, because I think Donnie Walsh has done a good job. I think James Dolan has done his job in cutting the checks. Okay? I think the Knicks right now, it's about D'Antoni on down. D'Antoni is going to show us a lot today if this team comes out and fights the way Portland fought yesterday, the way Indiana fought, the way all of these guys fought, is the way Philly has fought in this series. Mike D'Antoni is going to show me a lot today based on the effort that the New York Knicks give him. If they come out and wet the bed and just tank it, you know what? It might be time for a change. But we're not going to talk about that today, because this ain't the appropriate time for that. This is the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN New York, 10:50 in an hour. The one and only Spike Lee is coming up. We'll be back with more of your calls and more on the Knicks. Outside, Chris, thank you so much. Let's go to Jazz in Manhattan. Talk to me, Jazz. How are you?
Celtics swept the Knicks in the regular season, and now on the verge of a sweep and a typical Celtic series. Again, this is such an unselfish team. Sacrificed their individual games, 4 different leading scores in the 4 contests.